Before we get started with our official meeting, I'm going to ask Jody Proler and Mr. Don Sanders to come on up front. Move this out of the way here, maybe. Well, where do you want me? All right. So I'm going to say I, and then you will say your name, right? So you repeat after me. If you could raise your right hand. I,
Don Sanders, Jody Proler,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
Harris County Houston Sports Authority
Harris County Houston Sports Authority
of the state of Texas
of the state of Texas
and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state, so help me God.
So help me God.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll have them sign it.
All right, so it's 10:02. I'll call the order the meeting of the Harris County Houston Sports Authority. A few introductions before we begin. I think I saw, Gretchen Shear and Doug Hall with the Rockets. Thank y'all for being here. I think we'll hear from Gretchen a little later as well. We have Sean Johnson, Vanessa Scott with Dynamo Dash. Thank y'all for being here. Marcel Braithwaite with the Astros. Thank you. Lawrence Bell with Precinct 4. Thank you for being here. The Jess O'Neill. Oh, sorry, Precinct 3. Sorry, Precinct 3. Jess walk in?
No.
No, okay. So just some of our guests, so thank y'all for being here. First thing, public comments. I think we have a couple of people that have signed up first, correct?
Yes, sir. 2 people have signed up, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, I think first of all, we have Filiberto Tenorio. Yes, sir, come on up.
Yes, sir.
3 minutes.
Okay, you have, Mr. Tenorio, you have 3 minutes.
All right, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Let me get my... Yes, I work for the Hilton Americas. I am a server for 12 years. And yes, the business were good in the past, but after the pandemic, I'm not able to pay my rent, and I'm not able to buy food, so I have to go to my neighborhood food bank to get food, and that's very embarrassing for me. So I work 3 shifts a day, and that's 4 hours per shift. There's 12 hours per week, and I just cannot live on that. And we have been on strike for 37 days at Hilton Americas, fighting for livable wages. Houston is going to be a world stage with the upcoming World Cup events and everything coming to the city of Houston. We are the people who welcome and serve the guests, so we should be able to afford to live in this city where we work and live. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tenorio. We also have Mr. Marcos Mendoza. Mr. Mendoza, come on up. Mr. Mendoza, you also have 3 minutes.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Marcos. I have been working at the Houston Stadiums for the last 8 years, Toyota Center and Shell Stadium for 3, and NRG for 8 years as a cashier. I enjoy the work I do there, but over the years, as the cost of everything has gone up in Houston, our wages are not keeping up. I see that the prices of the tickets, food and drinks and merch go up, but yet our wages hardly do. The cost of a beer at a Rockets game is $14.50. That's almost as much as me and some of the coworkers make per hour. I have to pick up the other jobs to afford my living costs like student loans, payments, and bills at home. We are the ones that welcome the guests and ensure they have a good time, but no one seems to understand the daily struggle we go through. Workers need a union to have a voice on the job to make an earning wage. We ask for your support. Houston will be the war stage for major sporting events like the World Cup next year. We should be leaders and put workers first. I see what's happening at the Hilton, and I feel inspired to see the workers like myself standing up for what's right, and I believe a win for them will create some real change across the service industry in this city. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mendoza. All right, I think that's the only speakers we had signed up. Moving to the next on our, all right, come on up. You're a little late, but you walked in just in time before we move to the next item.
Thank you very much. Well, hello? Okay, it's autograph time. I want to get y'all's autograph because I want
By the way, you have a little less than 3 minutes. I forgot to say that.
official FIFA soccer ball, so I want all of y'all board of directors to autograph it. And the people who work here for the HCHSA also to autograph it. And congratulations, Juan Garcia, for going before the city court, the city council on the 27th of August, because you did a good job. And Mayor Whitmire said you're doing a good job also. And so I congratulate you. And also I congratulate Ryan Walsh, because he's doing a good job according to Mayor Whitmire. And Holly, to your right, she's doing a good job also. And so don't forget, I have this ball for y'all to autograph, and I also have this quote for y'all to autograph, because I already got the board of directors with the Sports and Convention Corporation to autograph it for me, so I now need y'all to autograph it for me, and I put it on the other side. What else? Well, I only have about 40 seconds left. Hey, Dr. Murillo. So at any rate, I have a pen for any Mr. Rose. Yeah, your Paslama Jim. Yeah. And, I got a Leslie Wolf and Chad, the Aggie. Hey, congratulations on the Aggie win. Yeah, last night. Not last night, Saturday, yeah. And then, right, Mrs. Linda, you're doing good, and so is everybody here, and that's good here. Well, at any rate, I'm gonna see y'all, and then when the meeting is finally going to end, I would like y'all to autograph the soccer ball for me, and put your name and then what you do, which is Harris County Sports Authority Board of Director.
All right, we'll do that at the end of the meeting today, whoever sticks around for you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Sure.
All the compliments, could he have more time?
No, he's out of time. We got to get going, but I appreciate Lyndon. Yeah, well, you can stick around after the meeting and meet with him as long as you want.
Pleasure, Jacob.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I think that's all the public comments that we have. Okay, moving to item number 4.
Chair, can we respond to any of the comments that were made here? Is that not the right time?
The what?
Was the right time in the meeting to respond to any of the public comments that
Sure,
were made?
go ahead.
I do think as this board, we're entrusted with bringing maintaining the venues here, bringing great sporting events here to help economic benefits for all people in this region. And I do think that the strike is relevant towards, when we have a labor dispute like that, it can affect our region's ability to bring great events to this. So I think as much as I'm willing to lend my voice to support for this labor dispute to get resolved, so we can bring those events here and have a good reputation for the benefits of the workers, for the benefits of us having events. And I know there's not any item on the agenda, but I do think it's worth saying that here, because I think we have a greater responsibility to make sure the events we bring here benefit all people in this region. So those are my comments.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I believe my brother Brandon Dudley submitted a resolution that, to my knowledge, he submitted it on time. I know he made a phone call to you. I'll echo what Brandon has said, is that Sports Authority is the premier leader in our region, and with leadership comes responsibility to set the standard of fair play, both on and off the field. If the authority can negotiate world-class contracts and host global events, it should be capable of promoting dialogue and resolution in labor disputes that affect our workers and that affect this city's reputation. And I believe that resolution, from what Brandon shared, included that. I hope that soon this board could take up that resolution. Thank you, sir.
Any other comments?
Yes, and I'll be incredibly brief. I just, too, want to speak in support of the efforts by the hospitality workers over at Unite here. I've been out there with them on the picket line, and I know we don't have a resolution today, but when we do have a resolution on the agenda, I intend to vote for it. And I think it's incumbent upon us to stand with the working class folks who are just doing what they can to make ends meet, to make sure that they're having their fair shot to participate in our economy and to do well. So we hear y'all, we're here for y'all, and when the resolution comes up and it's on the agenda, I'll be one of the votes in support.
I'd like to also echo what everybody else said. I'm in agreement with what they said. And the resolution is to really keep them at the table and also to keep continuing talks to get what they deserve. So I'm just to let everybody know I'm in favor of it also. Thank you.
Sure. Any other comments? All right, thanks to the directors for their comments, appreciate it. Thanks to the people that spoke, the public comments, much appreciated. Y'all are always welcome here to come to every board meeting. We're always willing to listen, so thank everybody who spoke today. Appreciate it. Moving to section number 4, approval of the minutes for August 14th, 2025. They've been handed out in your book. I'll ask the directors to please review the minutes. If there's any changes, to please let us know so that we can document the changes. If not, I will ask for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the minutes from August 14th.
Second.
All right, there's a motion from Director Wolf and a second from Director Murillo. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the motion passes. Thank you. Moving forward to Chairman's comments, and I'll keep them brief as well because I know we're going to the CEO's comments or moving forward. But I do want to welcome our brand new board members. Don Sanders and Jody Poehler, thank you. They were recently appointed by the mayor, so thank you. Welcome aboard. Bring some incredible expertise to our board, and we look forward to working with you. But I also want to welcome and congratulate Dr. Murillo, reappointed. Also, Robert Woods, reappointed, and Lyndon Rose was also reappointed recently for a brand-new term. So we have a whole bunch of reappointed members for new terms here. So congratulations to all. I also want to congratulate Chad Burke and the Economic Alliance Houston Port Region on their successful annual Gulf Coast Industry Forum, highlighting our region's economic powerhouses, including the Houston Port, petrochemical, and energy industries. I heard it was a great event. I saw it all over social media, so great job on that. So congratulations on everything you do out there. I know our Houston Port is incredibly important to our region, so thank you for all you do out there. Incredibly successful event. Thanks, Chad, doing that. I also wanted to mention that we're going to be reviewing the board's committees in the next couple of months. And so by our December meeting, we'll be looking at new committee assignments and officers. And to the extent that you're interested on being a committee, please let us know. And I know there's some committees that everybody wants to be on. We can't have 13 members on one committee, even though we want to. So when that happens, when we have a committee on a high demand, I'll just have to let Ryan and Alva be the bad guys and choose ultimately, but we're just going to have to, either flip coins or something like that to make sure we have the proper number and proper expertise. But to the extent that we are going to, recirculate and do some of these committees over, and even some of the positions that we have, it'll be done at our December board meeting. Wanted everybody to know, but to the extent that you are interested in one, please let me know. The sooner the better, so that we can start creating a list and defining where everybody would like to be on. We're going to do our holiday party a little bit different this year. Please, or kind of save the date, if you will. It'll be Wednesday, December 17th at the Pitch 25 from 11:30 to 2 p.m. A lot of food, a lot of good times with the staff here from the Harris County Sports Authority, along with the board will be invited. So we welcome everybody there. So please put that on your calendar, save the date. We're going to have a greater update on the CEO report on what's happening with FIFA 2026. Wanted to save that for that. But just a lot of stuff is going on in the city of Houston with FIFA. Exciting news. We continue to lead North America in the progress of everything that's going on with the Fan Fest, with the tournament itself, with the fundraising, security, transportation, human rights, everything that's going on. Houston is the example that FIFA is looking at, and in fact, the world. So super excited with the work that Harris County Houston Sports Authority is doing with Ryan and Chris Canetti. So just really looking forward to the update and all the work that's happening there. With that, we'll move it to the next agenda item. Yes.
If I may, since you were doing a roundabout of community events, on September the 23rd, we had an info session on, by Houston was there, FIFA World Cup was there as well, Mino Davis, Maria Duran. It was an event hosted by the respective parties, along with Labor, Commissioner Briones' office. We had 35 participants who were interested in what the World Cup business opportunities there for it. And so I want to publicly thank Mino Davis and Maria Duran. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, if I may add, we also would like to congratulate our chairman, who was recognized last night at Mayor Whitmire's Hispanic Advisory Board with the Lifetime Achievement Award. So thank you for all that you do, Mr. Chairman.
They did tell me lifetime means I'm getting old, so they reminded me of that, but much appreciated.
Don't listen to the noise.
Good. Awesome. Mr. Chairman, up next, we have a very special guest with us today. Gretchen Shear, President of Business Operations for the Houston Rockets, is joining us to give us a preview of the 2025-26 season, and she brought gifts.
I did bring gifts, and I'm very disappointed that they're not on the table so that they would like look pretty. I was like, wait, we brought the gifts, but they were on a chair and everybody got them, so I expect you to wear them. I will take less than 3 minutes. I am not going to tell you everything that is going on for the season because I promised Chandler France, who's like literally at every board meeting, that I would do a sit down with him before the season, so I didn't want like the entire article to be in the public board meeting, and then they didn't come to today's board meeting, so I should have prepared a little bit more, but we're very excited about the season starting. I will say Doug Hall is obviously here with us, so since we last played a basketball game, we've hosted almost 35 events. Basketball season will start, that were non-basketball games. Basketball started last night, we won our first preseason game, so we're off to a nice start, and we'll host 11 events this month that are not basketball. So just a reminder that Toyota Center really is the epicenter of events 365 days a year in the city. Thanks to your support and the investment from Tillman and the Rockets, she now has a beautiful new roof. So all of our events are going off without a hitch. We don't have to worry about rain or anything. The lights are back on for Toyota Center, so the best looking roof in sports for naming rights is back in play. In about 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks, the first seat will be removed. Those are original seats to the arena, and the first new seat will come in. So just as a reminder, we talked about that about 8 or 9 months ago. The Rockets are financing that. The color is changing, so it'll be a really nice black and pewter weave. So it'll give a new modern dimension to Toyota Center, as well as make it significantly easier to clean than cloth. So we're very excited about that. And every seat in the arena will now have a cup holder option. So for everyone in the upper bowl and everyone in the lower bowl. So we're thrilled about that. If you did not have a chance last week to watch our media day, if you go back and watch Dorian Finney-Smith, Josh Agoki, Kevin Durant, Clint Capella, there's more, but those were the 4 acquisitions that we made over the summer who have had long tenure in the NBA and have played in a lot of different venues in a lot of different cities. And all of them just spoke about how welcoming Houston has been and how excited they are to represent the fans and to give back. So Ryan knows how to find me. I expect to see everyone at a game. Doug will walk you around and ask questions about the facility. You guys can see all of the investment that's going, that has been put into our building and is also going around, our end of downtown. So I think it's really important that you guys see not only how that's going to impact kind of traffic flow, we have a good plan for that, but also just the modernization of that side of downtown and why it's important that we can continue to invest in Toyota Center. So, and go Rockets, and enjoy your gear.
Thank you, Gretchen. Appreciate that. Doug, thank you guys for being here and look forward to the season. Go Rockets, indeed. Thank y'all.
Gretchen, you also just got on the board of Greater Houston Partnership. Did I see that?
Yes.
All right. Congratulations. All right.
Awesome. Well, coming up next is the CEO report, and wanted to start with a moment of levity. We have begun to really embrace the spooky season, as we call it, at the Sports Spooks Authority. Appreciate the staff taking part in this, really getting involved in this and enjoying it. I think it's a lot of fun. The atmosphere around the office has been a lot of fun the last couple of weeks, so hopefully this continues through the holidays. Now on to the real stuff. I've asked Bernard Mendoza, Tommy Calabro, and Brian Mason to join us for a good update on the World Cup efforts that are happening, and I asked them to do it first because I know that you guys have another meeting at 11 with, I believe, the City of Houston, so we want to make sure we get you out on time.
All right, so just some quick updates. This is one, and I do apologize, Chris is unable to make it. He's out of town on a few business meetings this week. But this is one that he really hones in, I think, on every host committee meeting, just the timeline, the time check of, hey, we're in this moment. We're about 7 months out from moving into NRG Park and Edo and starting to build out our Fan Fest operations. 247 days out from the open of the Fan Fest and the first match in Mexico City, June 11th, and 250 days out from June 14th, our first match here in Houston. Just a general update, the host committee has now grown to over 30 different individuals, agencies, organizations who are all focused solely on the World Cup. FIFA has also hired 6 out of their 12 folks that'll be here in Houston locally. They'll be officing out of our host committee offices just on the other side of town here. And then, again, I know we chat about this all the time. We have a few individuals here, professional individuals here that'll chat about it. But a lot of our priorities include safety and security planning, the transportation plan, Fan Fest efforts, event operations, and then fundraising, of course. And without further ado, I'll turn it over to Tommy Calabro, our Chief Safety and Security Officer for the host committee.
Good morning, everyone. I appreciate you all inviting me here this morning. As far as our planning update, I'm pleased to report at this time we're doing exceptionally well on our safety and security planning for World Cup. It's going to be a challenging 39-day operational period for us here in Houston, where we're going to have 7 matches at NRG Stadium. We're going to have 39 days of Fan Fest in Edo, along with a large FIFA footprint that's spread across the city and the county. Add to that all the visitors that are going to be coming from around the world to Houston to see the World Cup. So with that, our safety and security plan, we're going to implement a comprehensive, multi-layered safety security plan designed to strategically scale our resources based on the tempo of the World Cup tournament and the evolving threat assessments that we're getting at the time. We know we're going to have to scale up depending on what national teams are playing here. If we have a really good national team, we're going to have to scale up our resources. If we have a lower ranking team, we can scale down. So we have flexibility in our plans where we can strategically deploy all our resources as needed to handle anything that we have to take care of. Along with that, our leadership and coordination. Our public safety leadership team is overseeing our safety and security planning work groups, which there are many. The Houston Police Department, the Houston Fire Department, Office of Emergency Management, and the host committee are spearheading our coordination efforts with all our local, state, and federal public safety partners, which there are a lot. Fortunately, Houston has a lot of real-world experience on putting on large-scale sporting events with proven track record. With all that experience, at this time, with all the different agencies that are participating, we probably have, within all the agencies, about 100 planners in each discipline that we're planning up, which it's a lot. But with all the different agencies that are working with us, we're operating as one team with one goal, and that is to be laser-focused and committed to delivering a safe and secure World Cup while showcasing the city of Houston and Harris County. Our core safety and security plans have already been developed from a foundation from past incidents past sporting events that we've worked here in Houston. So we have a good foundation. However, those plans will evolve as we receive FIFA guidance and information as we get closer to World Cup. Along with that, we have ongoing threat assessments, things that are going on in Houston, around the world, and with FIFA soccer. Intelligence from national and international partners will be receiving as well. Key strengths in our planning. Fortunately, here in Texas, we have a lot of resources. So we're doing really, really good with resources, like I mentioned earlier, from our local, state, and federal partners. We have full regional police, fire, and OEM support with extensive resources across all critical response disciplines. One of the components of our safety and security plan is to make sure we have a robust uniform presence across the FIFA footprint at all the venues. And that's going to be done by the Houston Police Department, the Harris County Sheriff's Office, and the Department of Public Safety. To support those units, we have a lot of specialized units, highly trained specialized units that will provide critical support and rapid response capabilities. That's going to be our SWAT teams, our bomb squad, our EOD K-9s, our crowd management teams, and our investigative response teams. We know we're going to have a lot of passionate soccer fans in Houston, and we're prepared for that with our crowd management teams. And those teams will be, sometimes you'll see them, sometimes you won't, but they'll be strategically deployed throughout the FIFA footprint. Keep it in mind, we still have core city and county services that we have to maintain. Let's see, and most importantly, too, a component is all our fire and rescue and EMS functions. They're going to be fully embedded in our operational planning, ensuring rapid, coordinated emergency response, on-site medical support at all the major venues, and seamless integration with the regional hospital system. One plan, one team with one goal, a safe and secure World Cup. Now, how do we know how we're doing with our planning? A couple of weeks ago, FIFA's safety and security team visited with our public safety leadership committee, our chairs, as well as our leads and all the work groups that we have planning the safety and security plan. And they did a review of our plan up to date, as well as an evaluation. And I'm proud to say we met or exceeded their requirements in their safety and security planning. So right now, we're doing extremely well. We still have a long way to go, but we have a lot of cooperation, a lot of collaboration, and things are going well. That's all I have. Any questions?
Is there a public list available of the law enforcement agencies that are going to be participating and serving as part of the security efforts?
We can get you that, yes.
Yeah.
Primarily the Houston Police Department, Houston Fire Department, and Houston Office of Emergency Management. They're spearheading everything.
Yeah.
But we have Harris counties involved, both the Sheriff's Department and the Fire Marshal's Office, to work with the Houston Fire Department, the Department of Public Safety, DPS. They're involved. Those are the primary law enforcement agencies at this time that are working. Now, there are other officers that work at NRG Stadium that work in an extra job capacity, and they're from a variety of different departments throughout the region.
Yeah, I think what's going to be key is who's participating at the federal level and just making sure that we're communicating that to folks who are going to be hanging out in our city. The last thing we want is for folks to come visit our fantastic city, region, and find themselves, in trouble that is unrelated to FIFA or unrelated to any actual crime. So I just want to make sure that we're being transparent about who at the federal level is participating.
Yes, now on the federal level, yes, we do have the federal level, which would be the FBI, Secret Service. I mean, all the federal agencies will be involved in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
But along with public safety, we also have service. We want to showcase the city of Houston as well as the county. So we're also there for service. Hopefully that'll be a priority, majority of the work that we do, but we'll also be prepared for crisis management or consequent management if we have to handle that as well.
Tommy, I was on the call, I think, a couple of weeks ago where you spoke and updated about 40 partners regarding just transportation and other things. And I just want to assure the board how thorough those conversations are, including the work that's being done over at downtown Houston. So very pleased with just the many questions you were able to answer right off the top of your head. So thank you for all you're doing.
Thank you very much. And remember, although we have a lot of partners involved in this, it's one team with one goal. We're all working together to have a great World Cup here in Houston.
Tommy, I was just curious, what's the budgeted cost for the total security package for the?
Well, the total cost is significant. It's probably over 50% of the World Cup budget here in Houston. So it's definitely a considerable amount, and it is a high priority on everybody's list, safety and security.
It's over 60 million.
60.
Over 60.
Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for your comments. Appreciate you saying that we do have a proven track record here in Houston of hosting large events. I heard you mention a lot of federal law enforcement, and of course, being a Latina, an American citizen, I am concerned. Will ICE be here? I'll be blunt. I'm asking you.
Yes, ma'am. I don't have any knowledge that ICE will be here, Homeland Security will be here, but keep in mind this safety and security plan is Houston and Harris County plans.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Tommy. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
There you go.
I'll kind of do a different approach. I'm Brian Mason. I'm the Director of Office of Emergency Management for the City of Houston, and I'm also the Executive Director of Houston TransStar. So Tommy talked a lot about safety and security. I'll talk a little bit more about partnerships and collaboration. So as you guys know, an event of this size can't be done by one independent agency or entity. We are coordinating all around the region. So we're coordinating with the 18-county region here in Southeast Texas. So Houston, Harris County, that next ring of all the adjacent counties, and then that following outer ring of all those counties. And one of the things we're really coordinating with everybody from an emergency management and from a transportation point of view is making sure that we are maintaining our core services to serve the residents of Southeast Texas while we happen to have the world's largest sporting event going on at the same time. So partnering with all those folks, we're doing quarterly meetings with all those exterior partners. A lot of things as far as a typical mutual aid request. So if something, say, may happen in Waller County, they may call Houston or Harris County to go support them with that event. So we're trying to plan and coordinate with them that those mutual aid resources may not be available. Once again, we're really focusing on maintaining the emergency preparedness and transportation for the area over that 39 days. Keep in mind that in the middle of June is hurricane season. We have a lot of other items that we still have to plan and maintain for. It is the city of Houston, knock on wood. But over a 39-day period, we're still going to have car accidents and hazmat incidents and all the other things that happen across our city. So it's maintaining those core services while we have the world's largest sporting event going on at the same time. Partnering with all of our local, county, state, and federal resources, so whether that is Tommy's mentioned, HPD, HFD, Fire Marshal Office, SO, constables, TDEM, TxDOT, State of Texas, federal partners, we are all working together to serve the residents as best as we can during the sporting event. Kind of a big, kind of a couple things for us coming up. Our mobility plan, version number 2, our draft plan for transportation is due of October. So that's something we're working on locally and in partnership with FIFA. Our final mobility plan is due end of March. So that's when we should have a finalized mobility plan. We have numerous exercises and trainings coming up. So the next 2 exercises coming up for us are November 5th. We're doing a nationwide exercise with FIFA to actually talk about hurricanes and how that would impact the event and or other locations around the country. And then we're doing another FEMA complex coordinated terrorism exercise in middle of November. So lots of plannings, lots of meetings, lots of trainings, lots of coordinations, lots of plans with all of our partners around the region. So I can talk about FIFA for 3 or 4 days. You probably don't want me to, so I will pause and see if you guys have any questions regarding emergency management or transportation. Tommy got all the questions, or I did a very good job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And jumping right into it, for the sake of time, because I know we have to be out of here pretty quickly. A few quick keynotes. The application window for volunteers will be closing here pretty soon, so please let your friends, family, and everybody else know that volunteer window is closed. Thankfully, here in Houston, we are up to over 12,000 fully completed applicants. The Volunteer Center over at the Post will be opening. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. The Volunteer Center over at the Post will be opening October 21st. We may have a grand opening launch around that, so please keep an eye out on your radar for that one. The goal for that is to interview the total of the completed applications. If you did not see, and our friend bought the ball, so the official World Cup match ball was unveiled. This is a collaboration of all 3 host nations. You can really look into the detail with the color and some of the symbols that are in each of the colors for each of the host cities or countries, if you will. They also updated the technology in the ball that will help the VAR team, the video assistant referee, with any replays, if you will, for the tournament. Also, it's been a hot release on the FIFA side. Also, the 3 mascots for each host country have been revealed. Canada, you have the moose. Mexico, you have the jaguar, and then the U.S. we have the bald eagle. And funny enough, they named the bald eagle Clutch, which obviously has some ties here in Houston, which we were excited about. And some of you may or may not have saw our friends over at Shell Energy Stadium did host all 3 mascots this past weekend. So that was really fun. They came down, and we were actually the first stop on the mascot tour. The draw is approaching, so this is the day that everybody's anticipating, everybody's looking forward to. I know us on the public safety transportation side and Brian and Tommy's world, and really all of our worlds, this is the day everybody has circled on the calendar. December 5th, we'll be finding out the teams that will be playing here in Houston along with the time. So it'll come around the 5th or the 6th once the draw is complete. We'll have a small delegation going over to DC for corresponding meetings, and then we will also be hosting an event here for our partners and the community as well. So please stay in tune for those details to come. Tickets have gone on sale. The Visa pre-sale obviously took place in September. 4.5 million folks had registered for that worldwide. I think the first selection of folks has already passed. So if you weren't on that selection, please stand by. They're going to be whipping out a new window here soon. On the sponsorship and fundraising side, the announcements have been rolling out. We've had 3 new announcements roll out since the last time I think Chris has met with you guys. You can see those groups up there. We had the event down in Sugar Land that was really a success. A lot of good press from that one, and good things still coming from our team on the sponsorship engagement side. The sustainability team held their first of 6 series, I believe, or 7 series now for the Bayou cleanup based from the committee. This is all sustainability committee volunteers that are on the committee that picked over 1,000 pounds of trash from this event, and we'll host 6 more throughout before the event is up. Again, a lot of these key dates we kind of talked throughout the slides, but just ones that I wanted to reiterate to everyone. October 21st, the Volunteer Center will open here in Houston. The early draw for the next ticket window is going to be October 27th through the 31st. And then the FIFA will be unveiling their official poster. So not our host city poster, but FIFA's official poster November 18th, along with FIFA's official soundtrack. Not our host city soundtrack will be released December 4th, and then the final draw come December 5th. And that was a brief update on all things World Cup here at the host committee.
I have a quick question. On the sponsorship, if we have people contacting us that are interested in sponsoring, who do we connect them with?
Yes, sir, certainly. I will give you my card, and I'll share the information with you guys, or I'll get with Veronica and Ryan, and we'll get them over to Kim Skates on our team on the host committee side. She'll be able to be in contact with those partners.
Naomi, we'll get you that information. Awesome. Thank you, Bernard, Tommy, Brian. Appreciate you guys, and I think, as you guys can see, that we really do have the experts on this. These guys are fantastic and have been hard at work on making sure that these plans are rock solid and airtight. So I appreciate all of the effort you guys have been putting into this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, I'd like to welcome to the team Jennifer Hinkle. She had her first day last Friday, and she is our new Senior Director of Marketing and Communications. She has a great history, wide breadth of experience. She comes to us from the Houston Dynamo as well as the NFL, including the Washington Commanders and the alleged team that used to be called the Houston Oilers. She has a great breadth of experience. We're excited she's here. There's a lot to do. Certainly comes at an exciting time. So welcome to the team, Jennifer. And Chris is not here, so we'll just move on. I was going to congratulate him on his panel last week with the Houston Business Journal. He and Holly and John Coppins and Sarah Sitch are in New York with FIFA, learning more and talking more about FanFest. So Laura got this one earlier, but a big congratulations to our chairman on his recognition for his Lifetime Achievement Award. You're just getting started, right? Don't let them call you old. Also want to congratulate Alva Trevino. She is being recognized by the Business Journal as a woman who means business on October 23rd. So
She's a mean woman.
It is not a mean woman. She just means business. So we're excited for her. Congratulations to Alva. Two quick updates on staff and then some other news for you all. Amanda Atterbury, now Spriggs, just got married. Congratulations to her. And Rachel Fitch will be soon getting married. So congratulations to her forthcoming. Keep you guys updated on some of the sports news and some of the stuff that we deal with. I know World Cup generally kind of sucks the air out of the room, but it's important to remind folks that there's a lot of other stuff going on, a lot of great stuff that this organization does. Holly and her team have been working nonstop, and I'm immeasurably proud of the work that they do day in and day out, and not just on the World Cup, but everything that we do. The Women's Volleyball Championship in 2027, the locations have been announced as U.S. and Canada. We are working with them, and we'll be submitting the various documents that they are requesting in order for Houston to be considered for that event. Women's World Cup 2031, it's still very, very early in the bid process and the whole process in general. The team met with some FIFA and U.S. soccer representatives earlier this year, to learn more about the process, what's going to happen, how it's going to work, and the documents. So I know that Holly and her team on top of that. Rugby World Cup in 2031 is going to be an interesting one. We'll be in Chicago at the end of the month meeting with the World Rugby Group to learn more about that process, how we keep Houston's name at the top of the list as a contender for hosting that event in 2031. And last, on the sports front, the team was in Indianapolis a few weeks ago meeting with the NCAA and their upcoming slate of championship bid processes and certainly expressing Houston's desire to be included in those. So we'll keep you all updated as we learn more about the various events and bids that are coming our way and certainly look forward to your support on those. A quick administrative note that I wanted to share with the board. As you know, for the last several months, we've been taking a real deep dive through the organization, lifting the hood and taking a look at everything, seeing how it works and seeing how we can do things better. One of those that we have put a lot of emphasis and focus on is compliance and policy. Making sure that this organization has what's both required to operate, but also what's needed to operate in a very efficient, transparent, and accountable way, while also protecting our staff and the operations that we do on a day-to-day basis. To that end, Alva and I have been working along with our finance team and the consultants and the rest of the staff on a long list of policies, and I want to share some of those with you more now, at least give you a preview. I plan to have a much broader conversation in December with you all from a one-year-in report as far as what has occurred over the last 12 months of my tenure, but at least want to get you guys kind of a sneak peek of what we've been working on. The biggest lift, and Alva, jump in anytime, and Anna Masias as well, the biggest lift really from not just a physical labor and task standpoint, but also a risk mitigation standpoint was the Bill.com and the delegation of the authority policy. So this, basically we went through, and previously there were very few levels of delegation authority that said at what point who signs what or approves what contract or invoice or whatever. It was left a lot of room for error, and we wanted to make sure that that didn't happen. So the process was very outmoded, it was very outdated, and frankly had a huge amount of risk associated with what could happen. So we've created several efficiencies in the way that we do that, including through Bill.com. It was a program that we'd had on deck since, 2019, I believe. And I've described it a lot like, buying an iPhone and only using it for text messages. So this program can do a whole lot of really great stuff, including all of our vendor management. So we have gone through and literally cleaned up every single vendor in that list to make sure that it's accurate, that it's up to date, that the banking information is there, that we're not sending paper checks. We're not mailing paper checks to anybody, that we're in the new millennium, right? We're getting with the times. So that, in my opinion, was the biggest lift. Big kudos to Anna and Alva and the rest of the finance team for their help and effort on that. It has paid dividends. Tina, absolutely, Peterman has been a big help through that process as well. So thank you guys for your part of that. I do want to let you know that as part of the delegation of authority, we've instituted both a board notification as well as a board authorization limit. Any contract of $250,000 or more, we will bring to the board as a notification. we will let this board know that, hey, this contract has been signed and put into practice, just as I said, as an effort of transparency and accountability so that you guys see what's happening. Any contract that's over $1 million or is a multi-year contract or has anything to do with real estate, real property, those kinds of contracts, we're going to bring to the board for approval so that this body has a say in what happens with those contracts, and certainly that you guys have eyes on them. Alva's been great about helping us craft that policy. So as I mentioned, more to come in December in the one-year end report. Happy to take any questions you all might have as it stands on this list now.
What's the new quorum procedure?
Alva, do you want to go through the new quorum procedure?
The new quorum procedure is essentially an administrative procedure internally for us to make sure that we don't miss anybody and we make sure we have a quorum for our meetings. It'll tighten up how we communicate with y'all and make sure that we don't have a lack of quorum for a scheduled meeting.
Perhaps it's already something that's on your list, but a nepotism rule, is that already something not listed that we have?
That's already part of our conflict of interest and code of conduct policy. I'm going to be looking at that also shortly to make sure we're updating it and making sure that we're not missing anything.
Thank you.
The public comment for us or the public comment at board meetings?
The public comment for members of the public that wish to speak before the board. It hasn't been updated since 1998, and so we're going to tighten that up also and make sure that we publish that public comment procedure so the public knows what the rules are before they get here.
We're going to post that on the website so that there's full visibility on the process to do so and where to do so.
On those, Nomi, was just to make sure we know who's coming, who's not. We've had a couple of meetings where it's been close, and so one of the things I've asked them to do is, hey, we need to know well in advance if we're going to have an issue, so they're working on those as well, just to make sure we have a procedure where they're following up ahead of time to make sure that we know we're going to have a quorum for our meetings, and if not, we know we need to do something in advance. Same thing applies whether we need to have in-person, and now with technology that allows us to have maybe potential someone participate in Zoom if that's necessary. So those kind of issues is what they're working on. Same thing with, signing up for the public comments. Linda, just something that we can post where it's, transparent and in line with what Ryan said. In our bylaws, there is nothing that tells the sports authority what they need to come, what the staff needs to come to the board for approval or not. So originally, from the very beginning, it's one of those tasks that I said, hey, we need to be more transparent. And so that's what Ryan, Alva, and the team have been working on, and we need to be able to notify us as the board what the business that is occurring. We don't need to run the authority, but at least notify us of major transactions, that of a certain dollar amount, or that which is going to be multi-year in place, or in real estate, which is now in place, so that we can be informed of the business that's occurring and that we're, in the loop, if you will. And so that's, I think in December, we'll see it more outlined, but that is what they're working on for us, so that we're just more transparent. It's communicated not just to us, but to the community, to the public, so we know what's going on and everybody knows what's going on.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions on this?
Will this come for a vote before the board, all of the list, or is this?
Most of these are administrative, so will just be notification only. There will be a couple, but for the most part, it's just keeping you all up to date on the policies that are being instituted from an administrative standpoint.
To the extent that, Lacey, on that, to the extent that we think as a board, we need to revise one or suggest to them that something needs to be, changed, revised, absolutely, we can, suggest a revision, So I don't think from an administrative standpoint that we need to vote on certain things, but to the extent that we suggest a revision, or we think, hey, we would rather know X rather than Y, we certainly can talk about it and bring it up and suggest that type of change.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other comments, questions on that portion? Next, I'd like to invite Morgan and Rachel, who just took a weird picture. That was turning weird, but I've asked them to, at all of the board meetings going forward, let me apologize, I saw John sitting over there, but I want to thank John Plattenberg and Veronica Carvajal for their help in these. They helped with a lot of research, document fetching, document researching, putting together, and all kind of stuff. So thank you, John and Veronica, for your help through that. But as I was saying, I've asked the social media team, Morgan and Rachel, to come to the board meetings and update us on the social media progress, whether it's from an event that's just happened or just a general update. And I believe that Rachel's going to walk us through Battle of the Bands, or Morgan's going to walk us through Battle of the Bands.
So for the Battle of the Bands, we partnered with Weber Marketing, and nicely done for our paid media side of things. So the biggest thing on that was we wanted to hit heavy on the digital side, just because these bands who are coming in are definitely out of our market. And so we wanted to definitely drive those ticket sales from out of market to bring all those lovely people in those participating bands markets into Houston. So hit heavy on digital, influencers, radio and print. And then when you kind of talk about that a little bit, so from the paid media side of things, we kind of wanted to make sure that it was very digital focused, just because those audiences that we can't typically always reach here on the local side of Houston. And so for this, you can see the 16 million impressions, and then with the 93,000 website clicks, that's driving people towards the National Battle of Bands ticket page, which is amazing. So from that, that's on all platforms. Those are exceeding the industry benchmarks, with the engagement increasing kind of leading up into the event. So that started on August 6th, leading up into the event. We saw those numbers starting to rise a little bit more. And then I also wanted to give you guys a quick little recap of it.
Welcome to Houston, welcome to NRG Stadium, and welcome to the 2025 Battle of the Bands. Glad you're here, have a great time.
But yeah, that's everything from my side.
Thank you, Morgan, appreciate it. And a big kudos to the marketing team, Morgan, Rachel. They have really put a lot of effort and work into the last several months. Thank you. It's been a lean team in the marketing department. Certainly with Jennifer's addition, it's going to start filling out, but Morgan and Rachel have absolutely blown it out of the water. You can tell by that video. They do a fantastic job and really great work. So thank you to both of them. Next, it's Mr. Berg, Finance Committee.
On. There it is. Okay. Thank you, Ryan. I think behind tab number 8 in your package, you'll see the financial report. Starting with the budget, year to date through the end of September, you'll see our revenues and expenses, actual year to date versus our budgeted year to date, and then a comparison for last year, just so we kind of know which way we're going and how things are trending. Looking at MVRT and hot tax, obviously our two biggest revenue sources, we are on budget we'll look at that a little bit more in detail. What I always like to do is kind of compare against the budget and last year. Against budget, year-to-date, we're about 700,000 below the budget, but I believe, and Anna, correct me if I'm wrong, we are still about 7 days shy of getting full Q3 results in there, so that number's going to tick up a little bit. But it's trending good, especially against what we budgeted. Rent and stadium revenues are trending okay. Those are kind of timing issues when you compare them to the budget. Rent's up, stadium revenues are down, but those are kind of timing as those come in through the year, so we know those are going to end up just about right. If you drop down to the bottom of revenues, I think the most important thing is to see that actual year-to-date, 103.5 million versus budget, which was right at 100 million. You compare that to last year, year-to-date, this time it was about 107, almost 108 million. So we're ahead of budget. We're a little bit behind last year, but if you notice last year, our events reimbursement last year were $24 million because of college football championship and the Final Four that we hosted, that those numbers came in 24. So that's a little bit skewed there because of that, but versus budget, we're a good $3.2 million ahead of where we want to be, which is excellent. If you drop down on G&A expenses, and look through that versus actual versus budget versus last year, we're in really good shape. We're actually identical to the budget's expenses of what we expected, and we're identical to last year's expenses at this time, within $2,000. So trending really good as far as a lot of savings. Everything on the green in the right-hand column there, you see a lot of savings. Obviously, that professional fees, we talked about that before. That was some of the transition and some of the research that went into kind of cleaning house, if you will, internally. So those are kind of one-time expenses. But on the whole, we're still being able to trend right where we want to versus the budget. Right under that, we always like to point out our debt service. So we pay the note on our great stadiums. Debt service this year is $62.9 million. You can see we've already covered that with $98 million in revenue as we sit here right now. So we'll be able to pay our bill on November 15th when it comes due for all of our stadiums. That's always a good thing. Dropping down to that final box on the front page there, we always want to show this. The TxDOT settlement funds are sitting at about $112 million right now. We've obviously made a little bit of money on dividends, about $400 million, so total right now is 112. It looks like in September, we had disbursements of 1.7 million of those funds. So total funds balance right now for that money from TxDOT that goes towards, parking and the Astros and all that good stuff is about $111 million right now. So, the next page is some really great graphs. You can dive into those if you want to. I'll just say this. Our September's mutual funds are higher than our August mutual funds. And Anna, thank you for making sure that looks really nice so we can kind of watch the trends there. And then flipping over to the HOT and MVRT, again, it's always good to kind of make sure where we are on that, make sure that the economy, this is a perfect reflection of the economy here in Houston, and as far as events that we're bringing in that drive motor vehicle and hotel taxes. If you look at 2025 and we just year to date we're doing really well, but if you just took the average of 24's MVRT for Q4 and the HOT for Q4 and added those together, we would end up with about $75 million, which is about what we're expecting this year, which is what we had last year. So we're trending right on target of what we had last year, especially given the economy that we're kind of facing right now. So very happy with that. That puts us in a great shape for this year. And in fact, at the end of the bond year, November 15th, as I mentioned, the projection for debt repayment account balance will be $20+ million. That will allow us to defease some debt that we have. It's actually required by kind of the regulations that we have to follow in that account. Basically, what that'll do is this just means we're paying off more of our debt, which gives us the potential to free up more future money to drive back into our stadiums. So all this is good. We're paying our bills, we're making extra money, and we're plowing that back into the debt, which will go back into new money for our facilities. So, any questions on that? There's another nice hot and MVRT spreadsheet. The bottom line of that is very similar to what we said. We're $1.69 million over budgeted hot and MVRT through this time of the year right now, with still Q4 to go. Any questions? It's all trending really good.
You want to take a vote on the
Yeah. So yeah, you'll see at the beginning of that section, we do need a resolution to approve the financial report. So I guess I'll make that motion. We'll look for a second.
So we have a motion, Chad, and a second by Linda. Any further discussion?
I just have one quick question. That is, will we have a balance sheet corresponding going forward? Or do y'all typically produce a balance sheet with an income statement? Kind of
Yeah, absolutely.
A debt schedule?
Sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Okay.
And just as a side note, as you can clearly see, we're reconfiguring the financial information, the monthly financial. So if there's something specific that you'd like to see, please tell us. We're happy to include that. We're just
I'd
kind
just
of.
say it'd be helpful, a debt schedule, meaning, so that as we look at these going out further.
Oh, yeah. We've, in fact, we've seen I see Tina smiling in the back there. Yeah, that would be a great thing for us to include, is kind of that future debt schedule that goes out to 2050 or beyond. I don't want to, we saw it quite a bit last year, and it's very good to look at that. So we know what our debt is every single year. Let's jump up and kind of what we've got for the long run. So that's something we really probably ought to include here. It's always good to see.
We'll get that out.
Yeah.
So adding a balance sheet and a debt schedule to the future finance reports, we can do that?
Yes, that can be done.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
We can do that. Any further comments, questions? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion passes. Thank you.
One more thing? Okay, so as part of the cost-saving measures that were mentioned earlier, we've brought on Hilltop Securities to perform the investment management services for the Sports Authority. Their role will include interfacing with Harris County's investment team, who handles our execution of those investments. They'll also issue regular reports of our investments that'll keep us up to date on where about our portfolio stands and the trends that we're seeing out in the market. I'd like to introduce Greg Warner, co-manager of investment management services with Hilltop Securities, to give us a quick overview of their company and services that they'll be providing the authority.
Good morning, and thank you all. I've also brought along my colleague, Scott McIntyre. Scott is actually going to kick off our presentation for us today. He and I are the managing directors at Hilltop Securities Investment Management. So I'll let Scott get started, and then I'll come back and have some additional comments.
He says kick off, but we're going to be really brief in response to you guys having been a pretty tight agenda today. But I'm Scott McIntyre. I'm managing director. Greg Warner works with me. We're in Austin. Hilltop Securities, formerly First Southwest, has been around since 1946. We're conservative managers. We manage only public funds. Greg will talk a little bit about who we manage for in the area, but we're highly responsive. We work with the legislature. We, again, are primarily focused on public funds. And it should be noted here, I know all of you have your individual investments. We adhere to the Public Funds Investment Act, which means that inherently this is conservative. There are no equities, there are no ETFs. This is generally treasuries, agencies, some commercial paper. We buy a lot of Toyota Motor Credit for what that's worth. But we wanted to be in front of you. We wanted to be present and accountable as your new investment advisors, and I hope that you feel comfortable asking us questions going forward. One of the things that I think is really important is that we are very transparent in everything that we do. And you're more than welcome to sign up for some of our economic updates. One of the things that I want to leave you with before I transition over to Greg is the idea that the Fed is in the process of cutting interest rates right now. So And we expect, unlike a lot of folks, that it's going to be more dramatic next year. So a lot of what we're going to try to do is to lock in yields before they fall, where we think they'll fall again pretty dramatically next year. So the interest earnings that you're earning right now are pretty, they're significant. Unlike the years when we're in a zero rate environment, you can still capture 3 and 4%, which, you know, on hundreds of millions of dollars is real interest income. So I'm not going to go through this. This is our investment team that's been assigned to the Sports Authority. Greg and I are responsible and accountable for you guys, but there are a number of other folks. And I will hand it to Greg at this point. Again, Greg Warner, tell you a little bit about the other folks.
Yes, thank you. And just real briefly, Scott mentioned, but we manage investments and serve as an advisory capacity for exclusively public entities in the state, mostly here in the state of Texas. You can see we've got a sampling of those clients here. We do consulting work for Harris County. Excuse me, we're very familiar with their team, have worked very closely with them over many years. We also manage funds for Bexar County, Williamson County. We serve in an advisory capacity for Port of Houston and another number of other entities local in the area. So obviously a tremendous amount of experience in this arena to bring to bear. Now with the Sports Authority, there are of course some very challenging situations. It's a little bit unique in its structure and setup. Just the sheer number of different funds and accounts makes it difficult to bear down to the investment program. Normally, we would like to focus on big picture items. We want to build a portfolio, but with the structure like the Sports Authority, you really have to focus on each individual account, the sources and uses of those funds, and the timing of those funds. And that can be very, very challenging when you're looking at so many funds. We also have the involvement of 3 different trustees. Those trustees essentially control the funds. We're able to help direct those investments, but then we have to direct those investments through those trustees. And so there's quite a bit of coordination that has to go on in that regard. There's also, of course, the bond covenants and the restrictions that come out of not only the Public Funds Investment Act, but also what your bond indentures require. There's a fairly complex nature of the cash flows. Revenues come in, they get set aside for certain purposes. Some are used for debt service at very short periods of time. Some are used for reserve funds that can go out a little bit further. Some build into an account to defease bonds, as Mr. Burke alluded to earlier. So there's a lot of different moving parts that we have to take into account when we're looking at making investments. And then, of course, we have to coordinate those activities with Harris County, with your trustees, with Tina Peterman and the financial advisory team. So there's a lot of effort that has to go into this. So we're trying to pull all those pieces together, learn as much as we can in a very short period of time so we can move forward with the actual investment of those funds and start to be able to produce some results for you. And I'll leave it here. We do publish some economic commentary on a periodic basis. You can sign yourself up at this website. This is part of our effort to keep public entities informed about what's going on in the economy with interest rates and with the investment environment. And that's really it. We're happy to answer any questions, and if there are none, we'll give the time back.
I think that's it. Any questions? We have a great team working for us, so appreciate it.
Thank you.
And that concludes our
Thank you, Scott.
finance report.
Thank you, Mr. Burke. Up next is Mr. Wolf with the Building Committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Walsh. The Building Committee met on October the 1st, but the complete details of the project was not available at the time. So today, the Houston Dynamo and Dash will be presenting the request for certain capital improvement projects, which are in the book, for Shell Energy Stadium to the full board for consideration. And Sean Johnson, the general manager of the facility operations, will tell the board more about the proposed projects. Welcome, Sean.
Thank you.
Sean, apologize, just real quick, you do have in your board book, you do have the information from the Dynamo, the slides. They are not in the visual presentation though here.
Did the slides not make it into the?
No, they're in the.
You guys have them in front of you?
Yeah,
Okay.
they've got them in front of them.
Good. Couple things that we looked at for this year, been here about 8 months, so is the journey of the fan and the things that we need to do to improve the stadium from the moment they park in the parking lots to how they come through the doors, all that kind of stuff. And we've been looking at that at great length. And a couple of things that we identified that we need to come to the building committee with that were very important to that are sometimes very simple things when it goes into a building, but also can be complicated at times. And one of the things that when I got here, they said the nickname of the building was the Oven, or more recently, Hell in the Shell, right? So we had to fix that. And so we were looking at ways to do that without a roof, unlike my counterparts over here who have roofs and ACs and all the great stuff that they've got. We were trying to figure that out. So going into next year, bringing to you is the proposal to spend $300,000 plus on some new big fans. I'll spare you the name. It's a great branding opportunity, but they will complete the east and west side of the shaded areas that will also move air. They make an incredible difference in a building that doesn't have a roof or air conditioning. So that's one of our proposals to you. Again, this is a fan amenity that will, all these different events that we do. I know Gretchen mentioned all the things that the Toyota Center hosts. Shell Energy Stadium is no different. We keep the building busy as many days a year as we possibly can with different things, and these will give us more inviting opportunities to bring people into the building. And then secondly, it says speaker system in the packet in front of you. It's more of a sound system. This will give us the way to isolate our gates, welcome guests in, welcome them in multiple language, change it up for different things, the Disney type approach when you get there. We're also looking to cover the bowl better. There are some definite gaps in the original sound system that's in that building now as we sit here today. So we walk around the building, I can hear things, and then all of a sudden I'll turn a corner and then they're gone. And so horrible fan experience on both accounts. Just some of the other things. So that one's in front of you as well. That's a local Houston company, LD Systems, that we're looking at for that has done some other work in the other sports properties in this city. We'll get some great coverage out of that, and that will really amp up, no pun intended, that will really amp up the things that we're trying to do for 2026. The other thing, too, talking about the fan experience we're going to, and Tommy was here earlier talking about the safety and security. This really isn't in front of you guys, but we're also moving to the Evolve system, which will make us safer and faster in getting people in the building. So it's really about the journey of the fan as we look into capital improvements for 2026. Most recently this weekend, our Dynamo were eliminated from playoff contention. Our Dash team still has a chance, so we still have some more games possible coming up. We have some home football games, Sam Houston this week, along with Texas Southern home games that are going to be around, and then we have a friendly as well. So still about 6 or 7 full stadium events, along with a lot of other things that are going to go on into next year. But these projects on the timeline are very critical, that we get them started in December and January, because if you all are aware or not, the soccer season, off-season, is incredibly short. So we will start these projects, if approved, December 6th, December 7th, and we've told our contractors they need to be done by January 31st. Now, our first game won't be January 31st, but there's always lag time when it comes to projects. So we want to build in kind of a buffer on the front side to where when we kick the season off and start, everything is in good shape. So that's all I have on these 2 items. Any questions?
Just one, on the fans, do you have any data on what the impact will be from I mean, it's a crazy question, but temperature-wise, I mean, in terms of what its impact might be?
Real life, actually. We have some in the building already. You can walk in areas that we have them and feel just, I would say conservatively 20 degrees cooler. You've got a breeze and it's flowing. And then you hit areas where we don't have them, and it is the oven. So we're trying to fix all that. And I don't have any specific data, so I can certainly find those for you. The company that manufactures and produces that stuff.
Is the number enough to accomplish, I mean?
It doesn't complete it all, believe it or not. It doesn't complete the entire stadium. It completes the east and west shaded canopies is what it completes, which is an extremely large project because of how far up we have to go to install these. So we wanted to knock them all out at the same time and then go back, years in advance and look at the other fans as well. Any other questions?
No other questions. At this time, I would like to make the motion that we approve the projects and y'all consider them for the Dynamo and Dash for Shell Energy Stadium.
So we have a motion, and just to be clear, this is owner-funded project, right? I mean, this is an owner-funded project. So we have a motion by Lacey. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Lauda. Any further comments? None. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So the motion passes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you, Sean. Up next, and bring to the board discussion and review of a TxDOT lease as well.
And I'm going to ask the chair to go into executive session at this time on this item.
All right, so with that, we will head into executive session, and I'll read the required language. The Board of Directors may go into executive session if necessary pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code for one or more of the following reasons. One, consultation with board's attorney to seek or receive legal advice or consultation regarding pending or contemplated litigation. The Board of Directors may announce that it will go into executive session on any item listed on the agenda if the subject matter is permitted for a closed session by provisions of Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code. The start time of the executive session is 11:20.
And I'm going to ask that the board members stay in this room. Unfortunately, the conference room across the hall is in use, so we'll just stay in here. Gray and Rachel, if you guys will make sure the microphones are off and that the live stream is paused.
We're returning back from executive session. It's 11:37. Opening back up on discussion number 9, the TxDOT lease. And we have a motion authorizing the authority to enter into a lease agreement with the Texas Department of Transportation for real property located at I-69 South in Houston, Texas, and other matters related thereto. It's more specifically on tab 10. We have a motion. Do we have a second? Second. A second by Lacey. Any further discussion? None.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, who's the motion, Mr. Chairman?
It was my motion, I guess, since I read it.
Got it.
And we have a second. Can I do the motion?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was my motion, second by Lacey. No further discussion. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes unanimously. Thank you, everybody. I think there are nothing further on the agenda as far as I can see, but I will ask if there's any further comments or discussions, anything else that any of the board wants to discuss?
Just a friendly reminder, we got to sign that football on the way out, please.
Oh, there it is.
Yes, we're going to sign the soccer ball on the way out. Anything else? So with that, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn. Move and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you, everybody. Our next meeting, I think, is December 2nd. Appreciate everybody being here. Thank you.